Welcome back. Let's bring in nationally syndicated radio host Dana Loesch, who just watched the Abdul interview. What'd you think?
Oh, Jesse, I wanted to light my head on fire after watching that word salad. I don't need any more greens for the rest of the month. I've never seen anyone bloviate so hard. I'm not even going to give him credit for coming on your show because he's desperate right now. He's within the margin of error, Mike Rogers, and is in all of the latest polling. So he desperately needs something. He also needs to try to create some sort of verbiage, a buffer to get him away from the whole Hassan Piker, Jeremy Moss incident where he had his #1 campaign bundler, one of his top campaign fundraisers, one of his best friends, his Brokeback Mosque buddy, Hassan Piker, who goes out there and says that American Jews are bringing all of this stuff onto themselves because they're interested in what happens over in Israel, which was just asinine. And then El-Sayed says, well, he doesn't speak for my campaign. Well, he does. I mean, he actually has gone on multiple campaign events at El-Sayed's invitation, the fake doctor who's never passed a board exam, never held a medical license, and never completed a residency, which I might add. And Jesse, if you'll just indulge me for one last second, what he said about Sharia law was ridiculous. I live down 114 from Irving, Texas. Abdul El-Sayed says that there's no Sharia, there's no threat of that in the United States. Let me introduce him, which I'm sure he's already familiar with, the Islamic Tribunal in Irving, Texas, which absolutely did establish a Sharia court in the United States, in Irving, Texas. That's the clock boy town. That's also the town where a man named Yasser Saeed honor killed his 2 daughters back in 2012, 2013, because they were too westernized. So he can sit here and spare us the cowardly dodges about all of that. He's shown us who he is, which is why he is barely eking out an advantage in this race.
Yeah, he dodged the whole time. One of the craziest things that happened was when he talked about sex changes for kids. Listen to this. Circumcision's different than castration.
I think it's a problem. It's a problem that you think that you get to decide what happens between a parent, a doctor, and a patient. And I'm just saying that, yes, circumcision is surgery on a kid's ding-a-ling. So if you really want to bring that up, you can. I just think you guys are really selective about how you want to talk about these things.
Abdul, Michigan's not going for that. That is sick stuff. I can't believe it.
You know, hearing that makes me actually honestly glad that he's not practicing medicine and has never treated a patient, because he would be one of the people who would accidentally move an organ or like take somebody's leg off and think, oh, my bad, a big mistake, and that would create obviously problems. He has no, I mean, comparing that, that's one of the most asinine things I've ever heard. And it just, that's like too stupid even for a response, what he just said. I thought you did an admirable job trying to hold him to the points, but he was all over the place. But this, you know, you're right. Michiganders don't want that. I don't know any one of my friends or my listeners in my audience across the country that wants that. I don't think any of the Michigan audience in Europe, Michiganders in your audience want that. Again, that's why he is so close and barely won his primary. But you're right, Jesse. What you said is incredibly important. They're winning primaries. These candidates are winning primaries, and pretty soon it's not going to be just primaries, it's going to be general elections unless people really lock in on this.
All right. We'll see what happens in Michigan in November. Dana, thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.